On today's session of Family Court with Judge Penny, this mechanic fixed his comedian brother's car to sell.
He wanted to get rid of the car. He asked me to sell it for him.
But can he fix his brother?
My concern is his drinking. He tends to have a bad drinking problem.
Well, looks like I have a new best friend now, and that's alcoholism, because it's not my brother anymore.
Do you know that you have a problem?
I binge. I go into some pretty heavy binges.
When was the first time you took your first drink?
It's probably about 9.
9 years old?
Yeah. I drink alone, kind of crawl into a hole and shake.
Do you know what it takes for people to admit what you're admitting? Do you think you can be there for it?
Families in crisis, I know exactly what they're facing.
I have been there from a life of hardship.
I was able to build a lifetime of experience. Now, after years of serving on the bench, I use the law to fight for families. It's not only about verdicts, it's about solutions.
It's about the compassion and the mercy that justice requires.
I'm Judge Penny Brown Reynolds,
And in my court,
family comes first.
Greg Majasic is suing his brother for $1,100, claiming he repaired a car for his brother and was never reimbursed for his labor. Eric Majasic claims his brother made repairs to the car that he did not request or approve of, and therefore he should not have to repay him for the labor.
Greg, you're suing your brother.
Yes.
All right, why?
Well, the reason I'm suing him is to reclaim the $1,100 I spent fixing the car that he left me.
All right.
And I spent $1,100 to fix this car up because the car was not ready to sell, and I'd like my money back.
All right, so you all had an oral contract?
We had an oral contract,
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And when was this?
He left on his road trip in March of 2008.
Okay, so when you say road trip, what do you mean?
He went on a cross-country road trip to do stand-up comedy and explore the country, and he wanted to get rid of the car. He asked me to sell it for him.
All right, are you an auto salesman?
No, actually, I'm an auto mechanic by trade.
All right, so he comes to you and says, I'm going all over the country. He wasn't going in his car. What kind of car is it?
This car that we fixed, a 1983 Cadillac sedan DeVille.
1983 Cadillac. You have any pictures to show me?
Actually, yes, ma'am.
All right, and any evidence you have about the repair, I'd like to see too.
Here's the receipts. Here's the evidence.
So what did you have to do to the car?
I put a used transmission in the car. I fixed the brakes on the car. I fixed the radio on the car. I fixed the air conditioning.
That's a big car.
It is a big car.
Okay, when gas is $4 a gallon, it's a big car.
Yeah, it is a big car.
All right. Okay, so you provided me with some receipts. Did you do all the work yourself, or you had to hire somebody else to do it?
No, I did the work myself.
So back in March, you decided you were going to go on this comic tour.
Well, not so much a comic tour. I just kind of, I was living in Cleveland, and I just kind of had to get out of there. I was, sick of eating kielbasa out of hubcaps, and I had to get out of there. It's just a cold place, and I love it. It's home, but it's not a place that I want to be at for the rest of my life,
All right, so you decide to make a big move. So you go to your brother, who's an auto mechanic, and tell me what you understand the terms of the contract to be.
Well,
or the agreement.
I have this car, and, I've done some things for him, throughout life. We're brothers. We've done each other favors, and I leave it.
What's a 26-year-old guy, driving a big old Cadillac like this?
Well, I use it to pick up a lot of comedians and stuff, too,
Oh, like a limousine?
Yeah, like John Witherspoon, he loved it.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about girls? Do they love it?
Girls, not so
I
much.
don't think so.
Nah, not really.
Not a 20-year-old big old Cadillac. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you go to your brother and you do what? You tell him what?
I say, if you could sell this car for me, that would be great, and he says, okay.
Now, it's my understanding that the car had to be towed.
He knows some people that can tow, and,
So the car wasn't in shape you couldn't drive it?
Well, it drove a little bit, I just wanted to get the car sold, in the condition it was in, and, I figured that somebody would buy it, I bought it,
If it wasn't really operational to the point where it had to be towed to the shop, did you believe that he could sell it without having to repair it?
I figured, we could, shake a genie around or, you know, put some magic dust on it and fix it, because he does wonders with cars, you know.
Is this like a part of your comedy?
No, I just. Yeah, I know. I was trying to be funny. He just.
It wasn't funny for me.
He does. I'm just saying, like with cars though, it's a lot of times he's, you know, jiggled something around, or you know, or he got things fixed for me, you know.
You jiggle a 100-pound transmission around. You do that?
It's like a baby.
Was it your understanding though that he was going to have to do some work on the car?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you might have to do some work on the car if, you know, it was going to go wrong. But I didn't know it was going to be to this extent, you know.
Okay. Did the car sell?
Yeah, it did sell.
Okay. When did the car sell?
Last week.
Oh, really? All right. For how much?
$2,000.
All right. So did you make an offer at that time to pay your brother? I take it not, because you filed the lawsuit and we
I
still
wouldn't be here, Your Honor.
Did you talk to him about? Well, when you
Well, I
sold the
asked
car,
him.
you sold it, right?
Yeah.
So you did the honorable thing and did not take your money out of it?
That's stealing. I'm not going to do that.
Wow. Let me ask you something. What mechanic are you?
Maybe the one honest one. I don't know.
You know how mechanics are. You
Yeah,
pull
I
your
know.
car up, we don't know it. I'm not talking bad about them, but you know what I'm saying?
You know, I still tried to do the right thing. That
That's-
wasn't my money. You know, if you handed me money and said to give it to him, I wouldn't take it. You know, whether I felt you owed me money or not.
That's
just not
incredible. That's incredible. So when he gave you the $2,000 and he said, brother, I have $1,100 out on this car, what did you think about it, Eric?
You know, I got stuff to, you know, I got a mouth to feed here.
Okay.
A mouth.
How did you feel when he wouldn't give you the money?
Your Honor, of all people, I wouldn't expect to do that to me. My own brother, you know, I might expect it from a stranger off the street, but your own, you know, he's my blood.
You also shared another concern that you have for your brother.
My concern is his drinking.
Tell me about that.
He tends to have a bad drinking problem.
Do you have a history of alcoholism in your family?
Yeah, we do. That's the problem, is I see a lot of the traits that my father has or had. You know, he's working on it little by little, my father, but I see those same traits with him, you know.
Well, Eric, do you drink?
Well, looks like I have a new best friend now, and that's alcoholism, because it's not my brother anymore.
When Family Court with Judge Penny returns.
Do you know that you have a problem?
I mean, yeah, I guess, you know, that I have a little bit of a binge drinking problem. I black out, you know, and it happens. And I'm not too proud of it when I wake up in the morning.
Family Court is back in session in the case of brothers at odds. Greg claims he repaired a car for Eric and was never paid for his services. But Judge Penny has discovered that the real issue may be his little brother's drinking problem.
Have you been struggling with it for a while? When was the first time you took your first drink?
I was probably about 9.
9 years old?
Yeah.
How'd you do that, baby?
At a Browns game, Cleveland Browns Stadium.
Were you with your dad?
Somebody else had given me a drink at the game. They were a family friend was there, and he had given me a beer, and I took a liking to it.
At 9 years old, somebody gave you a drink. Did they try that with you? Were you at the game?
Yeah, they tried. They always tried. They used to try to get me to sneak alcohol into the games because I was a little kid, and they thought I could get away with it.
Get out of
So
here.
they didn't have to pay for the alcohol in the games. You
Your
know,
dad and his
and
friend?
my mother always scared me so much with all that I was like, no, no, no. And then my dad, you know, they'd make fun of me about it. But,
So you never did drink?
you know, obviously I did a little bit in high school. But where I saw the path it would lead, you know, some of the dumb things I had done, it changed me. It woke me right up, you know. When I started coming home and being mean to my mother, and I would watch her cry, you know, that would all change.
Yeah,
You know,
and
I
you're
vowed that it would
31
change.
now.
31 now.
Are
yeah.
you married?
No, I'm with a girl that I've been with for 8 years now.
Why you can't pull that trigger? What's going on? I'm always curious that men who 8 years engaged, what's going on? Why you
Not
can't
engaged.
pull
I
it?
don't have a ring on yet. No, I love her, but you know, I just want to make sure that everything is right. You know, I'm trying to buy her her own home and stuff like that before it's right. So I've been saving
Man, can
money
we
to do
clone you? Can we clone you? My goodness. Well, you touch my heart, Eric. Doesn't take a whole lot to touch my heart. I mean, I've seen it all, but I can feel the sincerity because, first of all, at 9 years old, you should have never been exposed to alcohol. People think it's a joke, and the men and their testosterone and all of that and trying to make a man out of you, but you don't do that with alcohol. You started at 9 drinking. When do you know that you have a problem?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, you know, I could admit that I have a little bit of a binge drinking problem. I used to imbibe moderately, but, you know, it's gotten to the point where I black out, you know, and it happens. And I'm not too proud of it when I wake up in the morning, you know, and I puke on myself or something like that. I drink alone, you know, kind of crawl into a hole and shake.
When Family Court with Judge Penny continues.
I have to tell you, I want to run out there and just throw my arms around you. Because first of all, do you know what it takes for people to admit what you're admitting and to come out here in court and tell me the truth?
Family Court is back in session in the case of 2 brothers suing over a car repair cost. But Judge Penny has learned that one brother has been struggling with alcoholism.
I have to tell you, I want to run out there and just throw my arms around you. Because first of all, you know what it takes for people to admit what you're admitting. Sometimes it takes years to admit all of the symptoms and to come out here in court and tell me the truth. As much as I said I admired your brother, I really do admire you because it's really a lot to be so introspective to see, you know, this is what my life is now. Why do you go to that hole, you think?
You know, sometimes I just, you know, I won't drink for a couple weeks, and then I'll just fall into a spell when I have bad days, and I'll feel like I really need it, you know, like it's all I've got, and I'll go ahead and just drink for a couple days straight, you know, excessively. And it's not so much I'm a everyday drinker, it's just I binge. I go into some pretty heavy binges. And
is it when you get depressed or you feel hopelessness?
Yeah. And I drink, and then I don't like what it does to my body, and I swell up. It gets real ugly.
I know you all came for one thing, but as usual, it never ends up that way. Everything is for a reason. And maybe the point has come in your life when it's time. An intervention is happening now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking a lot about life lately and the whole move and everything else. And I really would like to, you know, make a better attempt to clean myself up. And, you know, because I've learned that if I've taken a couple weeks off alcohol, that I'm happy and I can still be happy, but then I fall back to the same pattern, and then I, you know, fall into a 3-day binge, and I just feel terrible about life and myself. And
you had an inclination that he had a problem, but I have never, in all my years on the bench, have somebody be so open and honest and describing it for us. Do you think you can be there for it?
I'll always be there for him. You know, this aggravates me. The whole reason we're here in the first place aggravates me, but that's scary, and I will be there for him, always.
Do you think that you would submit to going to AA and seeing if indeed, you know, the first thing you have to do is admit it. Now, you've admitted all the symptoms to me, but do you think you're an alcoholic?
Do I? On a binge drinking level, yes. I just think I've never had a huge reason I've thought to quit, but as of lately, my depression is enough. And, you know, and I noticed that a couple relationships have been hurt, so I've been definitely thinking about it.
Well, you're missing out on the world.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're 26 years old. This is just the beginning, believe it or not. Because you said it's your new best friend, your best friend is trying to kill you, destroy you, and doesn't want you to have the life you're supposed to have. So would you consider going to AA?
When Family Court returns, before Judge Penny renders a verdict, she has one last talk with Eric.
I feel a connection with you in that way, almost like a son. And I'm not judging you, because if you've been drinking since you were 9, you need somebody to just talk to.
Family Court with Judge Penny is back in session in the case of one brother suing the other for $1,100 in car repairs. But in family court, there's always a bigger issue.
I can't jump over there to hug you, but I know you need one. So
Air hug.
come over here. Come over here. Come on. Let me say this to you. It's going to be all right. If you could be brave enough to trust me and go. Do you believe I'm sincere?
Yes.
From the bottom of my heart, I am. I can feel that if you just go one time, and see how it goes. Because I don't want you hurting anymore. I don't want you waking up to your vomit. I don't want you ashamed going in that dark place. You got jokes to tell, and you got places to go, and you've got a woman to go find that you can fall in love. You got a life to live, right? Mm-hmm. I feel a connection with you in that way, almost like a son, because I wouldn't want to see my son go down that way. And I'm not judging you, because if you've been drinking since you were 9, you need somebody to just talk to. So it would be interesting to be in a group. Nobody's labeling you, because I can tell you don't want that. Mm. But you gonna do it for me?
I promise, yes.
Okay, son.
Thanks for a kind woman.
Well, that was the good news. And here comes the bad news, at least not for Greg. Greg, you provided me with receipts. You're here suing your brother.
Yes, Your Honor.
The car has been sold for $2,000. You are quite the honorable person and the honorable mechanic. But the truth of the matter is, Eric, that I don't think you set out to take advantage of him, but you figured that he would work some magic and get the car fixed. And after he's provided me with all the receipts, except you didn't give me the receipts for the brakes.
Yeah, the brakes I did all by myself.
Okay.
And so I didn't have a receipt for all that. So.
All right. So what about the parts for that?
The parts for that were I was able to use the drums and the rotors from his car, but I had to get new pads and new shoes.
All right.
So I wish I had that receipt still. I thought I sent it to him, but I guess I didn't.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to deduct that because this is a court of law and I have to have evidence.
Okay.
And you have provided me evidence in the amount of $859.50.
Okay.
And so I am going to award that to your brother because I believe that he did spend that money and he shouldn't have to pay it out of pocket if indeed you sold the car.
Thank you.
You all are fine young men. You're going to get back on your way. You really are. All right. Just to recap, I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $859.50. And then the family part of it is you're going to go to one meeting, at least the first one, for AA to see where you are with your life. I'm going to be pulling for you like I've never pulled for anybody else, okay? Good luck to you. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
When Family Court returns, find out what happened when Greg and Eric left court.
I feel the verdict was fair. I don't want to lose a relationship with my brother over, a car. It's just not worth it.
We made a lot of progress. I hope I will support him as much as I possibly can, and I hope this makes our family stronger in the end.
Judge Penny is a fantastic woman, and I really am going to work on, being a better person and trying to work on cutting the drinking out completely because I've learned that, this is the way to go.
Thank you for tuning in today for this family court session. Living your life inside a bottle is no way to live. Comment and subscribe to the channel and tell us what you think about Judge Penny's decision. See you in the next session.